Admiral Cassandra Blake stood at the panoramic window of the Pacific Defense Command Center, her reflection ghosting against the stormy horizon. The facility, disguised as a weather monitoring station, housed Earth's most closely guarded secret. 20 years of preparation had led to this moment, and now the warning they had feared finally arrived. "Admiral, we've confirmed the transmission," Lieutenant James Harrison reported, his voice tight with tension. "The Deep Space Array picked it up an hour ago. It's definitely not natural." Blake turned from the window, her silver-streaked dark hair catching the blue glow of the monitoring stations. The command center hummed with suppressed energy as dozens of officers worked at their stations, each movement precise and practiced. "Show me," she ordered, moving to the central holographic display. The transmission materialized in the air before them, a complex pattern of light and sound that pulsed with alien precision. Dr. Victor Santos, chief engineer of Project Oracle, stepped forward from the shadows where he had been waiting silently. His weathered face bore the marks of countless sleepless nights spent preparing for this very scenario. "The pattern matches what we found in the Antarctic ruins," Santos said, his Brazilian accent thickening with excitement. "They're coming, just as the artifacts predicted." Blake nodded slowly. In 2042, they had discovered the ruins of an ancient alien outpost buried deep in the Antarctic ice. The facility contained a warning: a hostile empire known as the Nexar would arrive within 30 years, seeking to harvest Earth's resources and enslave its population. The ruins also contained something else: technological secrets that humanity had spent 2 decades adapting and perfecting. "Time to arrival?" Blake asked, already knowing the answer but needing to hear it officially. "Based on the transmission's origin point and the warning protocols we decoded," Harrison reported, "the Nexar fleet will reach our solar system in 72 hours. Blake straightened, squaring her shoulders. "Initialize Project Oracle. Full activation sequence." The command center erupted into controlled chaos. Beneath their feet, hidden mechanisms began to whir to life. Deep below the Pacific Ocean, in a massive underwater facility, humanity's response to the Nexar threat waited. "Dr. Santos, status of the ship?" Blake asked as they descended in a high-speed elevator, dropping deeper into the facility. "The Oracle is ready," he replied, his eyes gleaming with pride. "The quantum core is stable, all systems are green. We've improved the neural interface beyond our initial projections. She's more than a warship now, she's something entirely new." The elevator doors opened to reveal an enormous underwater chamber. Through the reinforced windows, Blake could see it, a massive vessel unlike anything Earth had officially produced. The USS Oracle, nearly 2 kilometers long, its black hull seeming to absorb the light rather than reflect it. But its true power lay not in its size, but in what they had hidden within. "Begin crew boarding procedures," Blake ordered. "Initiate Nova integration sequence." Around them, carefully selected crew members began arriving through various security checkpoints. Each had trained for years in secret, preparing for this moment. They were humanity's best: pilots, engineers, tactical officers, and scientists who had given up normal lives to be part of this project. In the ship's central control core, Dr. Santos initiated the final sequence. Holographic displays sprang to life, bathing the chamber in a soft blue glow. A feminine voice, somehow both mechanical and organic, filled the space. "Nova Neural Matrix Online. Good morning, Admiral Blake. Project Oracle is now at full operational status." Blake allowed herself a small smile. Nova, Neural Operational Virtual Assistant, represented the pinnacle of human achievement in artificial intelligence. Created using principles discovered in the Antarctic ruins, Nova was far beyond any AI publicly known to exist. "Status of the quantum core?" Santos asked, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. "Quantum core stable at 98% capacity," Nova responded. "All defensive systems online. Metamaterial cloaking ready for activation. Weapon systems primed." Through the chamber windows, the Oracle's hull began to shift, panels realigning as the ship awakened fully. They had built it using technology centuries ahead of what humanity was supposed to possess, advancing their understanding through desperate innovation and reverse engineering of the Antarctic discoveries. "Admiral," Harrison called from a nearby console, "we're detecting multiple objects entering the Kuiper belt. The Nexar fleet has arrived ahead of schedule." Blake's expression hardened. "Prepare for emergency surface protocols. It's time to show them that humanity isn't the primitive species they expect to find." As klaxons began to sound throughout the facility, Blake watched her crew move with purpose and precision. The Oracle represented humanity's greatest achievement and their best hope for survival. Soon, the galaxy would learn that appearances could be deceiving, and that underestimating humanity would be the Nexar Empire's greatest mistake. The final countdown had begun. In less than 24 hours, the USS Oracle would rise from its watery berth to meet humanity's first alien threat. And Admiral Cassandra Blake intended to make sure it would be a meeting the Nexar Empire would never forget. Commander Lyra Novak stood in the Oracle's Combat Information Center, watching as holographic displays showed the Nexar fleet's steady approach. Their formation was precise, beautiful in its deadly symmetry. Hundreds of ships, each one carrying enough firepower to level a city. "They're not even trying to hide their numbers," she observed, her cybernetic eye whirring softly as it analyzed the tactical data. "They want us to see them coming." Behind her, Dr. Santos manipulated the holographic controls, expanding the view of the lead vessels. "Classic intimidation tactics. They expect us to surrender before the first shot is fired." The Oracle had risen from its underwater berth 6 hours ago, using its advanced metamaterial cloaking to remain invisible to both Earth's civilian population and the approaching alien fleet. Now it waited in high orbit, hidden behind Earth's moon, while Admiral Blake coordinated with global military commands. Novak called out, analysis of their weapon systems. The AI's response was immediate. Based on long-range scans, the Nexar fleet possesses energy weapons approximately 50 years ahead of Earth's public technology level. However, their primary systems appear to be based on conventional physics. No quantum-based weapons detected. A small smile crossed Novak's face. That was their first advantage. The Nexar didn't know about the quantum technology humanity had recovered and advanced. They were expecting to find a planet defended by conventional weapons and primitive spacecraft. "Commander," Lieutenant Harrison's voice came through the comm, "Admiral Blake is returning from the Emergency Council meeting. All stations to combat readiness." Throughout the massive ship, crew members moved to their battle stations. In the engine room, engineers monitored the quantum core as it hummed with barely contained power. Weapon specialists ran final checks on systems that no alien had ever seen humans use. Admiral Blake strode onto the bridge, her face grim but determined. "The Security Council has given us full authorization. We are now humanity's first and last line of defense." "Admiral," Nova interrupted, "the Nexar fleet has passed Mars orbit. They are broadcasting on all frequencies." "Put it through," Blake ordered. A figure appeared on the main screen, tall, humanoid but clearly alien. Its skin had a metallic sheen, and patterns of light pulsed beneath its surface. When it spoke, its voice carried an artificial harmonics that made the air itself seem to vibrate. "People of Earth," the alien began, "I am High Marshal Dracath of the Nexar Empire. Your world has been chosen for integration into our collective. Resist, and we will reduce your cities to ash. Submit, and you may survive as productive members of our society. You have one planetary rotation to respond." The transmission cut off, leaving a heavy silence on the bridge. Blake let it hang for a moment before speaking. "Dr. Santos, is the quantum core ready for combat operations?" "Yes, Admiral. All systems are operating beyond projected parameters. Nova's integration with the ship's systems is at 100%. Blake nodded slowly. "Commander Novak, prepare your tactical team. It's time to show them what humanity has been hiding. Novak moved to the tactical station, her cybernetic eye glowing as it interfaced directly with the ship's systems. Her team had trained for years in virtual simulations, but now they would face the real thing. Nova, Blake commanded, initiate combat protocol Oracle Rising. Let's introduce ourselves. The massive ship's hull began to shift, quantum-engineered panels realigning as weapon ports opened. The metamaterial cloaking field rippled and faded, revealing the Oracle in all its terrible beauty. On the Nexar command ship, High Marshal Dracath received urgent reports from his sensor officers. Where there had been empty space moments before, a massive vessel now hung in orbit. Its design was unlike anything in their database, its hull seeming to drink in light itself. Impossible, he muttered, studying the readings. Their technology level, this can't be right. Marshal, one of his officers called out, the human vessel is powering up some kind of energy matrix. We've never seen readings like these. Before Dracath could respond, a transmission cut through their communications. Admiral Blake's image appeared on his command screen, her expression calm but resolute. High Marshal Dracath, she said, I am Admiral Cassandra Blake of the United Earth Defense Force. We reject your offer of surrender. The Oracle carries enough firepower to match your entire fleet. Leave our solar system now, or face the consequences of your invasion. Dracath's metallic features twisted in rage. You dare threaten the Nexar Empire? Your primitive species cannot possibly. His words were cut off as the Oracle fired its first warning shot. A beam of pure quantum energy lanced out, passing between two Nexar ships close enough to overload their shields without destroying them. The display of precision and power sent a clear message. That was a demonstration, Blake continued. The next shot won't miss. You have 1 hour to retreat beyond Mars' orbit. After that, we will consider your presence an act of war. As the transmission ended, Novak's tactical displays showed confusion spreading through the Nexar fleet. Ships began breaking formation, their carefully planned attack disrupted by the appearance of technology they had thought impossible for humanity to possess. They're responding exactly as predicted, Novak observed. Their entire strategy was based on facing primitive resistance. Blake watched the alien ships regroup, knowing that the real battle was yet to come. The Nexar Empire hadn't conquered half a galaxy by retreating at the first sign of resistance. But humanity was ready. The Oracle represented not just their technological achievement, but their determination to survive and thrive among the stars. All hands, she announced shipwide, prepare for combat. The future of Earth depends on what we do in the next few hours. Let's show them what humanity can really do. Last edited 6 minutes ago. The hour passed like a held breath. On the Oracle's bridge, Admiral Blake watched as the Nexar fleet maintained their position, their ship spreading into an attack formation that stretched from Earth orbit to the Moon. They're not retreating, Commander Novak reported, her cybernetic eye tracking multiple threat vectors simultaneously. Detecting power buildups in their weapon systems. Dr. Santos monitored the quantum core readings from his station. The core is responding to their energy signatures. Nova is already developing countermeasures. Indeed, the AI confirmed. Analysis suggests their weapons rely heavily on plasma-based technology. Our quantum shields should be able to not only deflect but absorb their attacks, strengthening our own power reserves. High Marshal Dracath's voice boomed through the communication channels. You have forced our hand, humans. Your arrogance in developing forbidden technologies will be your downfall. All ships, open fire. The space between Earth and Moon erupted in light as hundreds of Nexar vessels launched their assault. Streams of plasma energy and graviton beams converged on the Oracle's position, enough firepower to vaporize a small continent. Quantum shields holding, Nova reported calmly. Energy absorption at optimal levels. Core capacity increasing by 15% per second. Through the bridge viewport, they watched as the Oracle's hull seemed to drink in the energy of the attack, patterns of light flowing across its surface like liquid metal. The ship's quantum-engineered structure was doing exactly what Dr. Santos had designed it to do, turning the enemy's strength against them. "Show them what we've learned," Blake ordered. "Tactical, you have weapons free." Commander Novak's hands danced across her console, her cybernetic systems interfacing directly with the ship's targeting matrix. "Nova, initiate firing sequence Alpha. Multiple targets, non-lethal demonstration." The Oracle's response was beautiful in its precision. Dozens of quantum beams lanced out simultaneously, each one striking a Nexar vessel's weapon systems with surgical accuracy. Ships began falling silent, their advanced energy weapons reduced to molten slag. "Impossible." Drakatha's voice crackled through the comm, "No single ship could have this level of targeting capability." "Your tactical database is outdated, Marshal," Blake responded. "The Oracle isn't just a ship, she's humanity's answer to a galaxy that thought we were primitive. Nova, show them what else we can do." The AI's consciousness expanded through the ship's systems. The Oracle's hull began to shift and transform, quantum-engineered panels realigning to reveal new weapon ports. Energy collected from the Nexar attack was redirected, enhanced by the quantum core's impossible mathematics. "Secondary weapon systems online," Nova announced. "Initiating temporal distortion field." Space itself seemed to ripple around targeted Nexar vessels. Their shields, designed to stop energy and matter, proved useless against localized distortions in spacetime. Ships found themselves moving in slow motion, their crews watching helplessly as the Oracle systematically disabled their engines and weapons. Dr. Santos allowed himself a small smile of satisfaction. "The quantum core is performing beyond our highest projections." The Antarctic ruins barely hinted at this level of potential. But the Nexar Empire hadn't conquered half a galaxy by giving up easily. From the heart of their fleet, 3 massive dreadnoughts emerged, each one nearly matching the Oracle in size. Their hulls bore the scars of 100 victories, testament to the Empire's military might. "You think you're the only ones with advanced technology?" Drakatha's voice held a new edge of desperation. "These ships have destroyed civilizations far older than yours. All dreadnoughts, activate the harvesters." The 3 massive vessels began to glow with sickly green energy. Space around them distorted as they activated technology that violated the laws of physics as humanity understood them. "Energy drain detected," Nova warned. "They're attempting to siphon power directly from our quantum core." Blake's expression hardened. "Dr. Santos, is this what we prepared for?" The engineer nodded grimly. "Theory suggested they might have this capability." "Nova, initiate quantum resonance cascade." The Oracle's hull hummed with power as it executed a maneuver that would have been impossible by any conventional understanding of physics. The quantum core pulsed, sending waves of energy through subspace that turned the harvester's power against them. "Warning," Nova announced. "Quantum feedback loop detected in enemy vessels. Catastrophic core breach imminent in all 3 dreadnoughts." "Drakath," Blake called out urgently, "power down your harvesters now. That technology was never meant to interact with quantum systems. You'll destroy your own ships." But pride and desperation had overcome reason. The dreadnoughts continued their attack, even as their power cores began to overload. Commander Novak's tactical display showed critical readings across all 3 vessels. "We can't let those ships explode this close to Earth," Blake decided. "The quantum backlash could devastate the planet." "Nova, emergency temporal bubble, maximum radius." "Commander Novak, prepare for immediate quantum jump." The Oracle's most advanced systems activated simultaneously. A sphere of distorted spacetime enveloped the 3 dying dreadnoughts just as their cores went critical. In the fraction of a second before the explosion, the Oracle executed a precisely calculated quantum jump, moving the bubble safely away from Earth. The explosion, when it came, was visible from Earth as a new, brief star in the sky. The Oracle emerged from its jump, its quantum shield strained but holding, leaving behind a graveyard of broken dreadnoughts that had once been the pride of the Nexar fleet. Message to all Nexar vessels, Blake transmitted. Your best weapons have failed. Your strongest ships are destroyed. But unlike you, we offer mercy. Stand down now, and we'll help evacuate your damaged vessels. Continue fighting, and we'll be forced to demonstrate the Oracle's full capabilities. As the remaining Nexar ships fell silent, Blake turned to her crew. This isn't over. An empire doesn't survive for centuries without having contingency plans. But today, we've shown them that humanity won't be an easy conquest. The Oracle hung in space, its quantum core humming with absorbed power, ready to defend Earth against whatever the Nexar Empire would throw at them next. The real war was just beginning. Deep within the Nexar command ship, High Marshal Dracath received an encrypted transmission that made his metallic features twist with grim satisfaction. So, the humans think they've won. They don't understand that the dreadnoughts were merely a test. On the Oracle, Dr. Santos noticed something unusual in the quantum core readings. Admiral, there's a disturbance in the background quantum field. Something's coming through subspace. Before Blake could respond, space itself seemed to tear open. A massive portal materialized behind the moon, its edges crackling with dark energy. Through it emerged a ship that dwarfed even the Oracle, the Nexar Empire's true capital ship, the Worldender. People of Earth, a new voice echoed through all communication channels, I am Supreme Overlord Vrax. High Marshal Dracath was merely the vanguard. Now you face the true might of the Nexar Empire. Commander Novak's tactical displays lit up with warnings. That ship's energy signature is off the charts. It's like nothing we've ever seen, not even in the Antarctic ruins. Nova, analysis, Blake commanded, her voice steady despite the growing tension. The vessel appears to be powered by what I can only describe as an artificial quantum singularity, the AI reported. They've found a way to harness the power of a controlled black hole. Dr. Santos paled slightly. That's why they were so interested in our quantum technology. They've been trying to perfect this for centuries. The Worldender began to move, its massive hull blocking out the stars themselves. Smaller ships emerged from its hangars, not the conventional vessels they'd faced before, but sleek, dark crafts that seemed to absorb both light and sensor scans. Those are shadowcraft, Novak reported, her cybernetic eye struggling to track them. Quantum phase ships. They can partially exist in multiple dimensions at once. Correct, humans, Vrax's voice held a note of cruel amusement. Did you think you were the only ones to discover quantum engineering? We've had millennia to perfect it. Surrender the Oracle's technology, and we might let your species survive as our servants. Blake shared a quick look with Dr. Santos. This was the moment they'd truly prepared for, the reason they'd hidden their most powerful innovations. Nova, Blake ordered, initiate Protocol Omega. Authorization Blake 77 Delta. Warning, Nova responded, Protocol Omega will reveal our full capabilities. Once activated, there's no going back. They've already shown their hand, Blake said firmly. Time to show ours. Dr. Santos, prepare the quantum core for full spectrum deployment. The Oracle's hull began to transform more dramatically than ever before. Panels shifted and realigned, revealing previously hidden structures that defied conventional physics. The quantum core's hum rose to a pitch that seemed to vibrate through reality itself. What are you doing? Vrax demanded, a note of uncertainty entering his voice for the first time. What humanity does best, Blake replied. Innovating beyond what anyone thought possible. Nova, activate the quantum mesh network. Suddenly, space around the Oracle came alive with points of light, hundreds, then thousands of quantum entanglement nodes. Each one connected to others, forming a vast web that encompassed the entire battlefield. The Antarctic ruins didn't just give us technology, Dr. Santos explained, his hands dancing across holographic controls. They showed us how to transcend it. Commander Novak, synchronize your targeting systems with the mesh. Novak's cybernetic eye glowed brighter as she connected with the network. The shadowcraft, designed to exist in multiple dimensions, suddenly found themselves trapped. The quantum mesh could track them across all phases of reality simultaneously. Impossible! Vrax roared. No species at your level of development could master multidimensional quantum engineering. You're right, Blake agreed. No single species could. But we had help, not from your enemies, but from your victims. The truth was revealed at last. The Antarctic ruins hadn't been left by a single alien civilization, but by refugees from dozens of worlds conquered by the Nexar Empire. They'd hidden their combined knowledge on Earth, knowing that humanity's innovative spirit and determination to survive would someday create something even the Nexar couldn't counter. The Oracle's quantum mesh began to pulse with energy. Each node acted as both a sensor and a weapon, creating a battlefield where there was nowhere to hide, not even in other dimensions. All Shadowcraft crews, Blake transmitted, your ships are trapped in normal space. You can either stand down, or we'll be forced to disable you. Choose quickly. The response was immediate. Several Shadowcraft powered down their weapons, their crews realizing the futility of their position. Others tried to fight, only to find their multidimensional drives completely neutralized by the quantum mesh. But the Worldender itself remained, its artificial quantum singularity giving it power that could potentially match even the Oracle's enhanced capabilities. You think this changes anything? Vrax snarled. One ship, no matter how advanced, cannot stand against the collected might of an empire that spans galaxies. The Worldender's main weapon began to charge, a beam that could potentially crack a planet in half. But Blake's expression remained calm, even confident. We were counting on that, she said quietly. Nova, execute final phase of Protocol Omega. Show them what the quantum mesh can really do. The network of lights surrounding the battlefield began to pulse in complex patterns, each node resonating with others in a symphony of quantum interactions. The Oracle itself seemed to glow from within, its hull becoming almost transparent as it channeled unprecedented levels of power. The true battle for Earth's future was about to begin, and the galaxy would never be the same. The quantum mesh surrounding the battlefield pulsed with increasing intensity, its network of light nodes creating patterns that seemed to bend reality itself. Inside the Oracle, Dr. Santos monitored readings that defied conventional physics. The mesh is synchronizing with every quantum particle in range, he reported, his voice filled with wonder. It's not just blocking their dimensional shifts, it's rewriting the local laws of physics. Commander Novak's cybernetic eye tracked impossible data streams as the Worldender prepared to fire its main weapon. They're trying to generate enough power to break through the mesh. The artificial singularity is reaching critical mass. Exactly as predicted, Admiral Blake said calmly. Nova, initiate resonance cascade. The AI's consciousness expanded through the quantum mesh, turning each node into an extension of the Oracle's will. Resonance cascade initiating. Warning, this will reveal the full extent of Project Oracle's capabilities to all observing civilizations. They need to see this, Blake replied. The galaxy needs to understand that the era of conquest is over. The Worldender's weapon fired, a beam of concentrated singularity energy that could shatter planets. But as it struck the quantum mesh, something unprecedented occurred. Instead of trying to block or absorb the attack, the mesh began to redirect it, channeling the energy through its network in complex patterns. Impossible. Supreme Overlord Vrax's voice shook with rage and fear. You can't control singularity energy. No species has ever. You still don't understand, Blake interrupted. The Oracle isn't just a warship. It's a key, the key that dozens of civilizations helped create. Every world you conquered, every species you enslaved, they each contributed a piece of the puzzle. Humanity was chosen to bring it all together. The quantum mesh began to glow brighter, its light taking on colors that human eyes had never seen before. The Worldender's energy beam, caught in the mesh's pattern, started flowing back toward its source. "Final warning," Blake transmitted. "Power down your weapon, or we'll be forced to end this permanently." Vrax's response was predictable. "Increase power. Full emergency output. We will not be defeated by primitives." Dr. Santos shook his head sadly. "They really don't understand what they've created. Nova, show them the truth about quantum resonance." The AI executed its most complex sequence yet. The quantum mesh suddenly contracted, its nodes moving in perfect synchronization. The Worldender's energy beam, amplified and transformed by the mesh, struck its own artificial singularity. For a moment, space itself seemed to hold its breath. Then the impossible happened. The Worldender's artificial singularity began to stabilize, its chaotic energy smoothing out into ordered patterns. The massive ship's power source wasn't being destroyed, it was being transformed. What are you doing?" Vrax demanded, real fear in his voice for the first time. "Teaching you about the true nature of power," Blake replied. "The civilizations you conquered didn't just help us build weapons. They showed us how to heal the quantum fabric of space itself. Your artificial singularity was unstable, dangerous. We're fixing it." Throughout the Worldender, systems began to shift and change as their power source was transformed. Emergency alarms gave way to readings that showed unprecedented stability. The ship's crew watched in amazement as energy levels they had never been able to control smoothed out into perfect harmony. "You see," Dr. Santos explained, "quantum technology was never meant to be a weapon. It was meant to be a bridge between dimensions, between civilizations. The Oracle isn't humanity's ultimate weapon, it's our first step towards something greater." The quantum mesh began to retract, its work complete. The Worldender hung in space, its systems now powered by a perfectly stable quantum core. Around it, the Shadowcraft emerged fully into normal space, their dimensional drives transformed by the same process. "Supreme Overlord," Blake addressed Vrax directly, "you have a choice. The Oracle has just given you something your empire has sought for centuries, true control over quantum technology. You can use this gift to continue your conquest of the galaxy, but that path ends here, at Earth. Or. Vrax's voice was quieter now, thoughtful. "Or you can join us in building something new." The refugees who helped create the Oracle had a vision, a galaxy united not by conquest, but by shared knowledge and understanding. The quantum mesh isn't just a defense system. It's the foundation of a network that could span the galaxy, allowing instant communication and cooperation between all civilizations. Silence fell across all channels as the implications sank in. The Oracle hung in space, its mission now clear. It wasn't just Earth's defender, it was the key to a technological revolution that could transform galactic civilization itself. "The choice is yours," Blake continued. "But know this, humanity will not bow, will not surrender, and will not stop innovating. We're ready to be either your greatest ally or your most formidable enemy." Hours later, as the transformed Nexar fleet prepared to withdraw to discuss their options, Admiral Blake stood in the Oracle's observation dome with her senior staff. Earth glowed blue and peaceful below them, unaware of how close it had come to destruction, or how far it would soon advance. "They'll be back," Commander Novak predicted, her cybernetic eye tracking the departing ships. "Yes," Blake agreed, "but not as conquerors. They've seen what humanity can do, not just in warfare but in understanding the fundamental forces of the universe itself. The real work begins now." Dr. Santos smiled as he watched the quantum mesh dissolve, knowing it could be reactivated instantly if needed. The Antarctic refugees were right about humanity. "We didn't just use their knowledge, we transformed it into something new. And that," Nova added, "is humanity's true strength. Not the ability to fight, but the ability to imagine something better and make it real. The Oracle continued its vigilant watch over Earth, no longer just a warship but a symbol of humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage. The age of conquest was ending. The age of innovation was about to begin.